All right, it's election night in Texas. Results rolling in. Bryan, the biggest race that you think surprised you so far tonight?
I think the significance with which Attorney General Ken Paxton dominated that runoff race with John Cornyn. We knew it was going to happen to some extent. At least the pundits thought maybe the endorsement of the president would make a big difference, and it did.
It did, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at what happened in March, where Cornyn, came out on top compared to, there was not even, he only won 4 counties, 254 counties in Texas, and he was only leading in 4 of them. That was huge. I think the other big race that I thought was interesting was Republican Attorney General.
Yeah.
That shows you that advertising works, right?
It works. The two, Mays Middleton, Chip Roy, spent more than $30 million. A big chunk of that was Mays Middleton, as we've seen on our airwaves here. But yeah, that was an interesting race too, because you could see how that was going to go because of the way the Trump administration kind of edges all those MAGA folks into their line, and he fell right into line and did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, when you call yourself MAGA Mays, it tends to stick with people, and they go in and they see that, and that's the vote that they go for. The other one that I think is interesting that we don't have an answer for as of us shooting this video is Railroad Commissioner in Texas. You have the incumbent Jim Wright, who is endorsed by Governor Greg Abbott, versus Beau French, who's endorsed by Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Too close to call as we're sitting here right now, and that's going to be telling to see how that one plays out, because you're right. Which endorsement carries more weight? And I think you're talking about two very different candidates in that race, even though they're both Republicans. Yeah. Very different candidates. So that's is obviously an important job in Texas because it has nothing to do with the railroads, but oil and gas significant, and we'll see how that one plays out over the next couple of, probably the next day or so.
So much that we're going to be continuing to watch, and of course we'll have a lot more leading up to November. This is all roads now, pointing into November from here on out.
It's going to be a wild summer in Texas, I promise you that.
Indeed.